boys and girls. Today in social studies, we're going to be beginning a new unit of study on landforms. Our standard for the lesson is that you will be able to locate major topographical features of the Earth's surface. You'll be able to identify and describe landforms. Our essential question: how do I identify oceans and landforms on maps and globes? Well, to begin with, we're going to watch a video that's got some examples of a lot of different landforms. We're only going to focus on 4 this week, but you still need to see the fact that there are others and enjoy looking at them. So let's begin with our video.
The surface of the Earth is covered by land and water. We have special names for different kinds of natural features, or landforms, on the Earth's surface. Come explore with me the Earth's landforms. The 2 largest types of landforms are continents and oceans. Continents are any one of the largest land masses in the world. Traditionally, the Earth is divided into 7 continents. From largest to smallest, they are Asia, Africa, North America, South America, Antarctica, Europe, and Australia. Oceans are large areas of salt water between the continents. Although all of the oceans are connected to each other, making them one big ocean, we divide them into 5 smaller oceans that are separated by their location and the way the water in them moves. These oceans are the Arctic Ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, the Indian Ocean, the Pacific Ocean, and the Southern Ocean. Oceans are huge. Together, the oceans cover about 70% of the Earth. The Pacific Ocean is both the largest and the deepest ocean. It covers 1/3 of the Earth's surface. Smaller landforms are created in a variety of ways. Erosion from wind and water can wear down the Earth. Volcanoes and shifting tectonic plates can create new land or change the shape of old land. Let's take a look now at some of the different landforms and bodies of water that cover our planet. Mountains are some of the biggest and most recognizable landforms. They have steep sides and high peaks that stand out from the land around them. Smaller, less steep landforms are called hills. Mountains are usually formed when rock layers are pushed together from opposite sides, forcing the land up in the middle. The low areas between mountains are called valleys. Mountains may also be formed by volcanic activity, when lava and other materials build up on the surface. But mountains aren't the only landforms that can be made by volcanoes. When lava flows into the sea, it can create brand new land. Sometimes, volcanoes in the ocean create islands. An island is a piece of ground that is completely surrounded by water. Islands can be big or small in any part of the world. The biggest island in the world is Greenland. Australia is bigger than Greenland, but it is so big that it is called a continent instead of an island. 2 more landforms that involve a little land and a lot of water are peninsulas and isthmuses. An isthmus is a narrow strip of land with water on both sides, connecting two larger pieces of land. A famous example is the Isthmus of Panama that connects North America to South America. A peninsula is a piece of land that has water on three sides, but is connected on the fourth to the mainland. Two well-known peninsulas are Italy and Florida. Coastal areas have their own types of landforms: bays, coral reefs, and lagoons are all landforms that may be found on or around the coasts. Another type of coastal landform is the estuary. An estuary is where a river meets the sea. There, the salt water from the ocean mixes with the river's fresh water, and the river spreads out, twisting and turning, wider and wider. Because of the way it spreads out, watering an estuary is generally shallow, which allows sunlight to penetrate all the way to the bottom. Rivers are important natural features themselves. They are fed by rain or melted snow. The water in rivers is called fresh water because it is not salty like water in the oceans. They begin in high ground, usually in hills or mountains, and follow gravity's pull down to lower ground. Smaller streams meet and join together, forming larger streams and rivers. These large rivers join together too, becoming larger and larger until they finally reach the ocean. Sometimes, rivers will flow into large bodies of water before they reach the ocean. A large body of water surrounded by land is called a lake. A small body of water surrounded by land is called a pond. Not all lakes and ponds get their water from rivers. Some are filled only by rainfall. Most lakes are filled with fresh water, but some lakes are salty. One famous example of a salty lake is the Great Salt Lake in Utah. Another type of landform is a plain. Plains are large areas of flat land with no hills or mountains in them. The Great Plains in the mid-United States is a good example of a large plain. The last landforms we're going to learn about today are plateaus. Plateaus are large areas of raised land that are flat on top. Plateaus may be caused by volcanic activity beneath the Earth's surface. Sometimes the pressure of the magma beneath isn't strong enough to break through the crust and create a volcano. So instead, the land is pushed upwards. Plateaus may stand all by themselves in otherwise flat land, or may sometimes be close to other plateaus. There are many more types of landforms that we didn't have time to discuss. Landforms are all around us. I hope you enjoyed learning about landforms with me. Goodbye till next time.
All right. Now let's look at the vocabulary list. These are the words that we're going to learn about this week. Landform. We're going to learn what a landform is. And then we're going to learn 4 of them. Mountain, desert, valley, and coast. All right, a landform is any natural formation of rock and dirt that's found on Earth. And here are the ones that we are focusing on this week. Mountains, coast, desert, and valley. A mountain is a landform that rises above the area and then it's higher than a hill. We'll learn more about this beginning tomorrow. A desert is a barren region. That means there's not much grows there. A barren region that is usually hot and dry. Usually it's got sandy or rocky soil. Not very many plants grow there, and it doesn't rain very often. That's the desert. All right, and then we have the valley. A valley is the low area between hills or mountains that's often formed by a river or a stream. All right, maybe you got a mountain here, and then another mountain here. All right, right here is the valley. It's a low area because the snow and the water run down off the mountain and cause that low area. So that is a valley. And the last one is the coast. The coast is the part of the land that's near the sea, the ocean, or the lake. Now, when we're talking about the ocean, we're talking about the beach. Okay? So, those are the things that we're going to be working on learning more about this week. So, as you watch TV or you read books, look at the landforms that you see, maybe on TV. Maybe you're watching a movie and something happens at the ocean. Or maybe you're watching a Western and there's a cowboy and he's riding on his horse in the mountains. Be watching for different kinds of landforms. Look for mountains, valleys, the coast, and the desert. Sometimes cowboys are out in the desert too on their horses, riding around in the movies. So be watching on TV and at books that you look at. See if you see any of the landforms that we're going to discuss this week. And we'll pick it up here again tomorrow.